Hey boys, it's HarmNone. Today we're going to be going over what to buy and what to avoid this week in Grand Theft Auto Online. Before we get into the video, if you could help me out by dropping a like and subscribing if you guys are new. If you find this style of content useful or helpful, that would be very much appreciated. With that being said, this week we have some pretty awesome stuff going on in GTA Online. Starting off, we have the bonuses from last week carrying over to this week, and that is going to be to complete the 3 new missions that Rockstar added to the game with the last update week that are going to get you a bonus $1 million, a free car, and a $2 million discount on the new mansion properties when they actually get added to the game on December 9th. So you should be taking care of those missions this week for sure. And to top things off, they're also on double money and double RP as well. Now, if you want to start those missions, they're going to be found either at Devin Weston's house for the first mission. Now, if you don't have it here and you haven't done any of the car wash missions or anything like that, you're going to have a Martin Madrazo, like M, on the map. You guys should see it right here at the airport terminal. You're gonna have to go there and start this cutscene. You're gonna have to watch the cutscene, and then it should be available from Devin Weston's house. So just make sure you do that this week before December 7th, at least, because December 7th is when these bonuses go away forever. This week, if you complete the Diamond Casino heist twice, you're going to receive a bonus $100,000 and the Diamond Casino Strike Vest, which is pretty cool. Some rare items there for sure, and definitely some good extra money on top. So not bad. For bonus money this week, starting off with the open wheel race category, we have triple money and triple RP on these jobs for the remainder of this week. So you should definitely take advantage of this for sure. However, we also have double money and double RP on the Diamond Casino Heist finale. So if you have a friend to play with, you should be grinding the Diamond Casino Heist this week, because that's going to be the #1 way to earn money this week, particularly if you get diamonds as the loot. So hopefully you do. I'm praying for you guys. But the Diamond Casino Heist on double money is crazy good, guys. So make sure you're taking advantage of this. We also have the casino story missions and the casino work missions also on double money and double RP for the remainder of the week. On the Diamond Casino and Resort website, we also have the penthouses free this week, guys. And also, if you get the floor plan, which is the bar and party hub, this upgrade is going to be free this week as well. So you should definitely make sure to take advantage of that for sure, because that's going to be really cool. This will also give you access to betting more money in the casino if that's your thing. Next up, we also have arcades discounted by 30% off, including upgrades and modifications. So if you don't have an arcade, you should probably be getting one, but keep in mind, you're really going to be buying this for the Diamond Casino Heist, but then you also get a $5,000 a day wall safe that will fill up over time, which is some additional money. You could probably make your money back off the arcade this week by doing the Diamond Casino Heist even like 2 times maybe. So I would say to take advantage of this if possible for you. The arcade is just a good property to own in my opinion. You can also put the master control terminal in the basement, but you'll have to do that once you actually purchase the arcade. So make sure you do that. As far as arcade location goes, I would get whatever one is closest to the majority of your businesses. Now, for me, I own this one, which is actually not close to any of my businesses, but if you're gonna get one where, you know, you have your businesses downtown, either get the Davis one or the one at La Mesa. Those are going to be the best locations for your arcades. Starting off for vehicle discounts on Legendary Motorsport, we have the Declasse Mamba, 30% off this week. Pretty cool looking car. Not a lot in the way of customization, not a lot in the way of driving performance. Overall, it's not that good of a car to drive. However, I do love the look of it personally. So if you like the look of it, I'd say give it a shot now while it's on discount, at least if you've never owned it before. But if you're not especially interested in Shelby Cobras or the Mamba itself, you can pretty safely avoid purchasing this vehicle this week. You're not missing out on much, but for those of you that are going to like it, I would say give it a shot this week while it's on discount. I can't really see it going cheaper than this in the future, so I'd probably recommend you to buy the Mamba if you're interested, again, to begin with. If not, just avoid it. Under the 4-door section on Legendary, we have the Albany VSTR, which is a fantastic car to drive. It drifts really easily. It's got some nice customization. It looks great. It's based off of the Cadillac CTS-V, and it's got the missile lock-on jammer available for it now, which is a pretty cool upgrade to be able to have on this car. I love this car. I think it's a great vehicle for $900,000. Not going to be for everybody, so if you're in the market for a sports car that is in the format of a sedan, it's in the sports category though, just for the record, that's rear-wheel drive, that has a lot of power, can power slide, can drift really easily, nice customization. This is a great car for you, and I would recommend it for anybody who fits into that category. However, if you don't really care for a 4-door sports car that's rear-wheel drive and is kind of drifty, sort of, I would say you can avoid the Albany VSTR this week. Although I do recommend it to most people, it's definitely not for everybody, so don't get it twisted. If you think you'd be interested in it, if you like the general look of the car to begin with, if you like Cadillacs in real life, you should probably buy the VSTR in-game. It's a good vehicle. If not though, completely avoid it. We also have the Dinka Vindicator discounted this week on Legendary Motorsport under the motorcycle category. I don't recommend it. It's very expensive. It's not that great. However, it does have the Curse boost for it, which is kind of cool. It gives a little speed boost. Not that good. Still doesn't make it one of the fastest bikes in the game. No speed glitch, nothing crazy with it. Not much in the way of customization. Overall, I'd say the Vindicator is just a little too expensive for my taste, and I would recommend you guys to not purchase it this week. I just think it's too expensive for what you're getting. You can get a bike with a speed glitch for way cheaper that's going to be way faster. The Botti 801 is still going to beat this thing, so just get a Botti 801 for $15,000 if you're in the market for a bike. Plus, I think the Vindicator is pretty ugly, to be honest, so I don't recommend it. On Warstock Cash and Carry, we have the Rune Zaba and the Invade and Persuade tank. The Rune Zaba is unfortunately kind of an awful vehicle. I do like it. It's pretty cool for a few reasons. One being it's amphibious, so you can drive it on land or in water. It can also take 14 RPGs, which is a lot, and that's where the good parts end because it's extremely slow. It has a tiny wheel span, so it turns on a dime, but it turns completely uncontrollably. It's very hard to keep it straight, as a matter of fact. Very cool vehicle, a lot of customization as well for it, at least a decent amount, but it doesn't really add up to anything. It's not that good of a vehicle. I don't recommend the Rune Zaba. I would in fact advise you to avoid it, especially with mansions coming out. Don't buy a Rune Zaba, please, for the love of God. Same with the Invade and Persuade tank. I don't really recommend it. It's a griefer's like wet dream. They love this thing to shoot you with and then to go and, you know, hide, because when you spawn in the Invade and Persuade tank, it actually despawns your character model, but you can go and get kills with it. They like to do that a lot, griefing people. It's not especially useful, to be completely honest. So I would say avoid it personally, because I just don't see a use for it all that often. But feel free to ignore my advice. But again, mansions are coming out very soon, so I'd recommend saving your money. We also have the HVY Insurgent Pickup, which is the Pegasus variant that you can upgrade into the Insurgent Pickup Custom. On sale for $945,000, that's with the trade price. Without the trade price, probably about $1.3 million. It is a fantastic vehicle once upgraded into the Insurgent Pickup Custom. When it's this regular Insurgent Pickup that you can call from Pegasus, it's not a personal vehicle, it's not all that useful. It has worse armor than the custom variant. It has a worse gun. You can put armor on the custom variant. You can make the custom variant look cool and everything like that. You can actually customize it. You just need an MOC. Now, I do recommend the Insurgent Pickup. I just don't know if now is the right time. I'd say if you have $50 million or more, buy the Insurgent Pickup if you don't have it yet. But if you have under 50 mil and you want to buy things from the Mansions DLC, I'd say you're probably going to want to save your money and not buy the Insurgent Pickup this week, unless it's something that you feel like you absolutely want or you have wanted it for a very long time. Other than that though, I'd say to avoid it, to be completely honest. I love the Insurgent. I love the Insurgent Pickup Custom, but yeah, if you have over 50 mil, buy it. If you don't, I would really strongly recommend you to not and to save for mansions instead. Moving over to Southern San Andreas Super Autos, we have the Imponte Arbiter GT, the Karen Sultan RS Classic, both discounted this week. Imponte Arbiter GT can be upgraded to have HSW, making it extremely fast in a straight line. However, this car shares the handling flags with the Vamos, if you guys are familiar with that, and it handles the exact same way, meaning that it's extremely unstable at high speed, even when going in a straight line. However, up to about 100 miles per hour, it's actually a pretty good car, but at 100 plus miles per hour, this thing is very unpredictable and not very fun to drive. It does have some nice customization. It's a great looking car. For $1.1 million, it is a fairly good deal actually. But overall, I can't really recommend it because the driving experience of the car is generally kind of painful. And with mansions again coming right around the corner, I just don't think it's a necessary spend right now, especially when there are better, faster, and easier to control muscle cars out there that you can get later down the line once we know what's actually coming out with mansions. Because who knows, this thing could even get push down another spot with the Mansions DLC depending on what cars get released and if it has HSW or not. So overall, I would avoid the Imponte Arbiter GT. I don't think it's worth purchasing this week. The Karen Sultan RS Classic going for $939 or probably about $1.25 million this week if you don't have the trade price. It's all-wheel drive. It's one of the very best Tuners DLC cars for the Tuners subcategory of racing, which is pretty cool. Customization-wise, there's lots that can be done to it. Overall, right now, I would not recommend purchasing it because it doesn't do anything especially awesome other than maybe win you some of those Tuners subcategory races, but not that many people even do them anyways. So overall, I'd say most people should probably avoid the Karen Sultan RS Classic. Great car, like I said, but the timing is just not really good right now. And for that reason, I don't recommend getting it, although it is a very, very cool car. Now, if you've had your eye on it for a very long time and you really, really want one, and you got a lot of money, like over 50 mil, definitely pull the trigger on it. You might as well while it's on discount. But for anybody with less than 50 mil, I would say probably not going to want to purchase this thing this week. Scrolling just slightly further down, we have the Volcar Warner HKR, a dreadful, awful car that I don't recommend. Going for $661,000 or probably about $1 million if you don't have the trade price for it. I really don't like this vehicle, and you won't either, probably. All it does is spin the back wheels, and it can barely make it up hills. It's extremely slow, does have some customization, which is good. Other than that, though, it's completely unremarkable in any other way. So I would heavily advise against buying a Volcar Warner HKR. It is a terrible vehicle, so please don't buy one. Scrolling further down, we have the Maibatsu Penumbra FF and the Dinka Ballista Kanjo. Both of these cars are interesting. Both of them are Japanese. The Penumbra FF has some great customization. It's got all-wheel drive. It's got a pretty good launch off the line, but a pretty weak top speed of only 112 miles per hour, which is low, especially for a sports car in GTA Online. Going for $966,000, I personally love this car, but I don't think it's worth a penny over $800K, to be honest. Even though I've bought it multiple times for way more than that, but I really don't recommend it. Having owned multiple Penumbra FFs over the years, I don't think it's worth this price. I would recommend not getting it. Again, unless you have like over 50 mil and it's a car you've been wanting for a very long time and you've been waiting for it to go on discount. If that's the case, buy it for sure. If not though, I would really seriously avoid purchasing it. The Dinka Ballista Kanjo, on the other hand, $304,000 or $406,000 depending on if you have the trade price or not. Now if you do have the trade price, it's $300K. Can't really go wrong there, like super wrong at least. But again, with the Mansions DLC, it might get replaced in its own category as to being a faster car and be made to be one of the slower cars in the category. We just don't know. $304,000 I feel like is a somewhat reasonable price for a great car to customize and a kind of a fun driver's car. $406,000 is less worth it, but obviously still fairly cheap. So if it interests you, I would say to purchase it for either price. However, keep in mind mansions are coming, and this money could definitely go towards a mansion when they come out. So keep that in your minds. We also have the Lampadati Tropos Rally for $571,000. This is a vehicle that you should purchase if you really like the Tropos Rally or if you've wanted one for a while. It has many, many livery options, which were recently added to the vehicle. So it's got way more than the Air Hurler and the Stronzo liveries. Don't worry about that. It's got about 20 liveries, I think it is. It's a fantastic car on-road. It's a fantastic car off-road. It has great handling, good acceleration, looks awesome. I love the Lampadati Tropos Rally. It is a sweet car. If you have lots of money, I'd say to purchase one while it's on discount, especially if you've been eyeing it up. However, if you don't have, again, over like 50 mil, I would say avoid the Tropos Rally. It's just not really going to be worth it for you. It's not going to provide you enough utility to make it really useful. Under the four-door section, we have the BF Surfer Custom discounted this week for $309,000. And I take back what I said about the Volcar Warner HKR earlier. This thing is slower and worse, except it does have a little bit of a charm to it because it's a Volkswagen bus, but other than that, it's not worth it at all. I would avoid the BF Surfer Custom this week, guys. It's dreadfully slow. Customization's not that great. It just kind of really sucks. I would really avoid this one this week. And of course, we have the Karen Sultan Classic, not the RS Classic. Both are discounted this week, though. This thing is going for $1,200,000 to $900,000, depending on if you have the trade price or not. This thing has slightly worse performance than the Karen Sultan RS Classic that we talked about earlier, and the Karen Sultan RS Classic is available in those Tuners sub races races, whereas this thing is not. This thing though does have some nice customization options, I will give it that. It is a pretty cool car. I don't think it's worth either of these prices though. To be completely honest, I would definitely wait for it to go lower if you really want one. However, I don't know that it will go lower within like the next year. So if you've been eyeing it up for a while, if you really want one, get it while it's on discount because that just makes the most sense. We also have the Maxwell Vagrant for $1,162,000 to $1,549,000, depending on if you have the trade price. Depending on if you have the trade price or not. This thing, in my opinion, is not really that worth it unless you plan to do off-road races. But even then, it's rear wheel drive, so it's actually not that great off-road anymore, and it will get beaten by some of the top four-wheeled off-road vehicles that are also all-wheel drive. The Vagrant is cool. It used to win races. Nowadays, though, not so much anymore. Not a lot in the way of customization either or anything like that, so I would just say to avoid the Maxwell Vagrant this week. Within the casino, the podium vehicle is the Jester Classic. You should definitely come and try to win this thing if you can, instead of buying it, because it's kind of got engine resistance. It's not that great of a car, but if you can get it for free, why not? The prize ride this week within the LS car meet is the Gallivanter Baller, and in order to win this thing, you're going to have to place top 4 for 2 days in a row. Not a terribly hard challenge, not a bad vehicle. If you can do it easily, definitely try to. Within the LS car meet, we have the Nagasaki Hot Rod Blazer, the Weenie Dynasty, and the Western Zombie Bobber, I do believe it is. This is $69,000. I feel like for that price, it's not too bad, but again, mansions are coming. Save your money as much as you can. Weenie Dynasty, definitely don't buy it. $450,000, that's crazy. And of course, the Western Zombie Bobber for $99,000. Wouldn't recommend that one either. Honestly, kind of a clean sweep here. I wouldn't buy any of them. I think you should just save your money for the Mansions DLC, to be honest. We also have the Principe Devastate here available in case you guys were wondering. We're for $3 million, almost $300,000 with HSW on it. Kind of crazy. Don't recommend it that much. The priority file this week is the black box file, so take care of that if you guys are interested in it. The salvage yard robbery targets this week are the Enos Jubilee. That's the top tier vehicle. You're going to get that by completing the Duggan robbery. We also have the Gallivanter Baller STD, which is going to be completed by doing the McToney robbery, and of course you're going to get the Dinka Segor for doing the podium robbery, but none of them are claimable, so you can't keep any of them. Awesome. Now within Simians, we have some pretty cool vehicles. The Lamp Daddy Furore GT going for $440,000 it should be. Oh, it's got wheels on it, so it's $461,000. Pretty cool car, no customization though, don't really recommend it again. We have the Western Cliffhanger here as well for $260,000. I think that's kind of a lot of money. Personally, I wouldn't buy that. The Bravado Verliere going for $718,000 this week. Awesome car. Kind of don't recommend it though because mansions are coming out. You don't want to waste your money. We also have the Hijack Rustin or the Hijack Rustin for $464,000. Again, don't really want to waste your money this week, especially with mansions on the horizon. And of course, we have the LCC Innovation for $92,500. Don't recommend that either. All too expensive, all kind of a waste of money, especially with mansions right around the corner. At Luxury Autos, we have the Karen Everon RS and the Ubermacht Revolter, which is free this week, so please don't buy it, at least. That would be a waste. Alright guys, and the gun van location today is in the Boneyard in Sandy Shores, right here on the map, as you guys can see. It will only be here today though, so make sure you understand that. In the gun van, we have the military rifle, battle rifle, heavy rifle, marksman rifle, MG, nightstick, and the baseball bat. Nothing too notable here. The heavy rifle is 50% off though, so if that interests you, get it I guess. We have pipe bombs, proxies, and stickies, and of course body armor is 10% off in here as well. Your RC Bandito time trial is Construction Site 1, your Junk Energy time trial is Sewer System, your HSW time trial is right beside the Junk Energy time trial. It's East Vinewood, it's going to start right here, and it's going to end right near the mask shop down at the beach right about here. And of course your regular time trial is Elborough Heights. Anyway guys, there you have it. That's been it for what to buy and what to avoid this week in Grand Theft Auto Online. If you found this video useful, helpful, anything like that, consider dropping a like and subscribing. If you guys are new, I do these every single week. And of course, I'm going to be covering everything to do with mansions as soon as they come out as well. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Peace.